desire is your greatest help. You already desire truth, peace, rest. Desire is not a villain or a demon. Desire is your best friend. But it's just that desire is blind. You need to guide her rightly. Desire is a vehicle. You need to drive it rightly. You are the driver.
How do I know that desire will give me fulfillment?
Just ask yourself, what am I desiring and what for? Be honest. When you are planning your next movie, ask yourself, what exactly do I want there? Just this question will set so many things right. What am I doing it for? Is there a reasonable possibility that this movie will give me what I want? Even if a reasonable possibility is there, go. But most of the times you very well know that what you want will not be supplied by the object you crave. And still you proceed with your efforts and waste your time and disappoint yourself. Especially in your moments of passion, in your moments of craziness and craving, in your moments of emotional intensity, give yourself a second, pause and ask, that which I am now going to do, will it give me that which I really want? Even if you say that desiring the right thing is a hazy pursuit because you do not know what the right thing is, at least don't desire the wrong things. And what are the wrong things? You already know that. You already know that because you have burnt your hands many a times in those pursuits. So how do you not know? You already know.
Desires are blind, as you say, and in absence of discrimination, the attractive one gets chosen. Now, if these desires get deep enough, and the ego is behaving in its childish manner, not living them, what is?
You are constructing a blind narrative. You are saying in the absence of discrimination, the attractive one gets chosen. Attractive to whom? Attractive to whom? Are you attracted by the same things that attract her? And are you attracted by the same stuff that attracts her? Does that happen? So bring the discussion back to yourself. Why do I find certain things attractive? What purpose are they going to serve? When it's hot, what appears attractive to you? Something cold. Let's say cold coffee. And when it's quite cold, then what appears attractive to you? Something hot. Hot black tea. Who are you? On this question depends what would appear attractive to you. So turn it back upon yourself. Who am I? And if it's already very hot, what the hell am I chasing hot coffee for? I am already the one who is burdened with 10 desires of a kind and all of them are just sucking my blood, then why am I chasing an 11th one of the same variety? That is the question you need to ask. Who am I? What is my condition? By all means chase, but please chase that which will quench your thirst. And before you chase the right stuff, therefore you must know what your real condition is, and that only you can know. That no helper, no book, no teacher can answer for you. You have to ask yourself, what is my inner climate? Who am I? And if this is my situation, then shouldn't I chase something suitable? Hmm? We are out of touch with ourselves, and that is why we do not know what must be attractive. Certain things must be attractive to you, but because we do not know what our situation is, so we do not know what to find attractive. We are finding all the wrong things attractive, and they are wrong because they only enhance our suffering, and that is why I am calling them wrong, not from a moral perspective. My only perspective while discriminating between right and wrong is suffering and its amelioration. That which reduces your suffering is right. That which deepens your suffering is wrong. Full stop. That's the purpose of entire spirituality, to rid you of your suffering. Be attracted towards that which will lessen your suffering, and be greatly attracted. Rush towards that. Pay whatever price is needed. Compromise, adjust. But rush towards that. And that which is not going to help you, even if it offers you great discounts or tempts you in various ways, show your back to it.
Also, but won't it be dangerous to rely on a mind wherein we have kind of recorded for so many years in terms of conditioning, and asking it to provide us direction?
I'm not asking you to rely on your mind. I'm asking you to rely on your honesty. And we have no option but to rely on that, because if you are not honest, how will you even listen to me? If your argument is that I cannot rely on my honesty, I'll say too bad, then you cannot even listen to me. Because listening is the purest act of honesty. Understand this. You can totally distort my words. I have no control over what you are listening. So somewhere you have to draw the line and say, it stops here, I'll be honest. I might be greatly dishonest in my day-to-day life, but at least here I am going to be honest. I am not going to distort or interpret in a personal way or selectively remember. Sir, what is the context of the whole thing? Please appreciate. We are human beings that are restless. Haven't we started with that? We suffer. And if I'm talking to a suffering man and he's lying to me about his condition, that only means that he's not suffering enough. At least suffering should trigger honesty. You have to be very direct and accurate and factual about your condition if you want to get rid of your own suffering. It's like sitting in front of a doctor and lying. Are you cheating the doctor? Are you cheating the doctor? You're cheating yourself. You have to rely on your honesty. You have to honestly ask yourself, what do I get from my various tendencies, occupations and affairs? What do I get from there? Look at the way I spend my entire day. What do I get from that? What exactly am I getting from the life that I lead? And don't deceive yourself by telling to yourself that one does not need anything. The realized ones might not need anything, but you surely need something.
So, can the honesty be the inner voice than the honesty coming from the mind?
It is not an inner voice. It is the very basis of experience. Don't you experience hurt? Don't you experience it? Just don't cover up the experience. Just don't hide behind names. You are hurt, and that is showing up in your entire system. Your consciousness is receding. Your energy levels are down. Your shoulders are drooping. Your face is sullen. Just don't give it a pretty name. Don't tell yourself that it is a call of duty or one of the passing moods. Accept what is really happening. If you are afraid, don't use language to cover up your fear. Because language unfortunately provides us with too many words. Those words do not express anything, but they comfortably hide a lot. Tell yourself, I am afraid. And if you are afraid, that is a condition of suffering. Full stop. You need to get rid of it. It is not your nature to stay afraid. And we are very, very afraid most of the day. This is always the most difficult part. You know, chasing an abstract concept like truth or God is easy. It doesn't discomfort us. But when it comes to honestly accepting our inner situation, it is very, very discomforting. We don't want to accept that because that acceptance puts a lot of responsibility on our shoulders. You cannot say that you are living in fear and then not do anything about it. Once you have acknowledged that you spend your days and nights in fear, now you have the responsibility to get rid of that fear, and we don't want to take up that responsibility. We are afraid.
How about the relationship of a tamasic person with honesty? Because
Don't dabble in concepts. Is that person you?
yeah, yes,
Me. Yes.
okay. So what happens is because of my nature or my ego, which I realized lately after listening you on Jesus Christ saying that desires become a lazy person's own killing. So there I tell myself that it is not that bad. The situation is not that bad. Except that room is empty. I won't say that it is really empty. I won't even notice or tell myself that the things are going away. So
Chase the company of someone who can periodically shake you up.
there comes the self-preservation. I'm facing that day in day out.
You'll have to go against yourself. You are already doing that by coming here. So don't tell me that you can't do it. Your presence here and your presence here is a proof of your strength and your honesty. So if you tell me that you are not strong enough to go against yourself, you are lying. And if you tell me that you do not know what inner honesty is, you are lying. Do you know what a great marvel it is to be sitting here? Not on my part, on your part. You remember the man who was being offered the water and he continuously shrunk away saying, no, if I drink this then I'll dissolve. You are not running away, at least not yet. So on your part, it is not only courage but sheer audacity to be present here. You have it.
But the continuous interruptions keep coming, continuous.
Fine. Why are you focusing on the interruptions?
Not focusing, but they disrupt the process.
The batsman can get beaten a few times. He doesn't remember the deliveries that beat him. He looks forward to the next one.
That's why I'm here.
Analogy which you gave, when the cricketer is facing the ball, every ball is a new ball and he's facing it. And the mind, which is there in the body, it should help him to just focus on the ball and tackle the ball. But the same mind will also tell him that last over or the last match you had got bowled.
You have to ultimately trust something, right? If the mind is absolutely its own enemy, then there is no possibility. Then let's just disperse. Because if the mind is absolutely its own enemy, then irrespective of what we discuss here, we would all remain suicidal. And we will find innovative ways of committing suicide. No spirituality can help us if the mind is a determined enemy of its own. Fortunately for us, the mind is not really a determined enemy of its own. It is foolish, but ultimately it wants its welfare, and its welfare lies in that which spirituality calls as the greatest goal of man, the end of life. Which has been traditionally also called as self-realization. So the mind is very stupid, no doubt about it. But in spite of all its stupidity, it wants to reach to that point, which is the beginning and the end and the middle. And having reached where, there is no need for any further movement.
So his point, the understanding of its own flaws.
You could call it that way. I would rather not use the word understanding. But yes, practically all that the mind can do is keep learning about its own tendencies. That, by the way, is also called self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is not about knowing esoteric stuff from here and there. Mystical scriptures and gurus and whatnot. No, none of that. Self-knowledge is this itself. You look at yourself and you find out something gets triggered when that lady abuses me. Once you have put your finger on that something, you have moved a step or two forward in self-knowledge. My moods fluctuate so much with weather. If I am perspiring, then I very quickly spoil my mood. The moment you figure that out about yourself, you have become richer. You haven't learned something about God yet, but at least you have learned something about the personal mind, and that is no mean affair. Most people are as we said a while back, out of touch with themselves. We do not know what our inner world is like. And by inner world I do not mean the Atma or anything. I simply mean the functioning of the mind, which is so much determined by the flesh structure called brain. We do not know about that. We do not know how our hormones determine our thoughts and places and scents. You know, you just gifted these flowers, and the flowers and aromas and scents and other sensual inputs, they can drastically affect your mood. Once you start knowing these things, and I'm talking of very small and silly things, it's deeper than that, then you have actually known something about yourself, and that will help you lead life in a much better way. Your directions will be right.